business trip.
Do the people move around?
It does tingle a little bit. That is my all-time favorite intro. Welcome to Top 3 from the DPI podcast. I'm Matt. That's Peter over across from me. He's that way, I guess. There. I actually get to point like right at your screen. It makes it easy. So what Top 3 is I have a group of 25 topics, 25 corresponding poker chips. I'm going to pull one out. We're going to match it up, and we are going to have 20 seconds to figure out what our top 3 for that topic is. If you have any ideas, definitely let us know over at the website, patm.disneytravel.wixsite.com/planning. And up in the top corner, there'll be a little box that you can put your suggestion in. And you can also request trip information while you're there. So it's great to do. And then if you don't, agree with our picks, how dare you? Put your answers down in the comments. Let us know. We love to have that interaction. So tonight we have chip number 3. So let me go over here to our handy dandy Chartinator.
Sit down in a thinking chair and think.
Hey. This is a good one. We talked about dining plans coming back. Let's do our top 3 character meals.
I got dibs on my number 1, and you better not take it.
I'm using it as my number. No, I won't. I won't.
That's my number 3. I'm gonna do it.
You have 20 seconds. Here we go.
Planning your first trip and getting overwhelmed by all the details? Planning your next trip and just want some new suggestions on things you haven't tried? Contact me at Princess and the Mouse Travel, and I'd love to work with you planning your next trip to the most magical place on earth.
You can contact Princesses and the Mouse Disney Travel on Facebook at PATM Disney Travel. All right, we're back. It is top 3, and it is our top 3 character meals. And I'm going to go ahead and start. We've got some great ones picked up, but I'm going to go with a classic for number 3, and I'm going to go over to the contemporary and do Chef Mickey's. I mean, it's one of those things that if you've never done Disney before and you've got small kids, it's almost a must-do for any family just to get that experience, to be in the contemporary, to ride the monorail over there, to experience Chef Mickey's, which is just kind of in the middle of the contemporary. It's a great atmosphere. You get Mickey, you get Minnie, you get Donald, or you get Goofy, you get Donald.
Yeah, Pluto.
Or Pluto, yeah. And great atmosphere. They've got their songs, their celebration song. It's a buffet, so mediocre to above mediocre food. I mean, I'm just going to be completely honest. In the spectrum of Disney food, a lot of these character buffets are going to be roughly the same. But you can do a breakfast buffet, you can do a dinner, lunch and dinner buffets there, and they do reservations basically from like 7 o'clock in the morning until almost 10 o'clock at night. So long day at the park, go do Chef Mickey's at the end of your day. Really cool way to end your day. But my number 3 over at the Contemporary, Chef Mickey's. Peter, what's your number 3?
Just so you know, as I was thinking about character meals, I thought of Chef Mickey, but then I went, nah, Matt will put that in his character. Okay, so let's see. For my number 3, I am going to go over to Animal Kingdom. And over in Animal Kingdom, at Tusker House, you will find some of the similar characters to what Matt just said, except now it's Donald's Safari. So in addition to Donald, he'll, of course, invite his pal Mickey and Goofy and Pluto. But now Daisy's going to be there in place of Minnie because it is Donald's Safari. The reason why I love this is, first of all, it has breakfast. It's one of the few places in Animal Kingdom where you can sit down and have a breakfast. So that's great. On top of that, once you get through breakfast, the menu switches to African inspired. Now you're still going to have all those favorite kiddie items, the mac and cheeses, corn dogs, chicken fingers, that type of stuff. But then on the adult side of things, very, very delicious, authentic African cuisine flavors. And so one of the things that I like to see out of my character meals is a dining experience in addition to the character
Yeah.
meet and greet. And so I really love that about Tusker House. And on top of that, the characters are just unique because they're all in their safari gear, so they're all wearing their, forest green vests and their safari hats and got their binoculars hanging around. And so I also really enjoy that. Matt went with kind of the other thing, like all of them are running around in chef clothes because you're to believe that the Fab Five are your cooks for the evening.
Yep.
Over at Contemporary. Well, over here, we're getting ready to go on a safari. It themes really, really well if you're about to head off and do the safari ride. If you kind of bundle Tusker House around that, just kind of makes a really nice, really immersive experience for you if you head over to Tusker House.
Yeah, and even on the breakfast side, they have the chicken curry, which is a good, strong African flavor dish there as well. So even with the breakfast, you get a little bit of that flavor as well. So let's go ahead and let's get to our number 2 choices. All right. So my number 2, I'm trying to juggle a few things here. And Shannon put hers up, but for my number 2, I'm going to go over to Ohana and do the Ohana breakfast. You stole Tusker House from me. I don't know that we've ever done a trip where we haven't done Tusker House. So Ohana does a character breakfast. It has Mickey. It has Stitch. It has Pluto. It's just what's that?
Some random other people.
Yeah. But just a really good. But the star of this character meal is the food. It is a family style breakfast. Great family style breakfast. You get your eggs, you get your meat, you get the monkey bread, you get the pog juice, which is that special juice that you can get there in a Tusker House. It just really cool atmosphere. Great place to start your day if you're going to the Magic Kingdom or if you're going to Epcot. So really cool character breakfast there. Ohana's, I think it's the Lilo and Stitch. No, I think it's just the Ohana character breakfast, honestly.
No, I don't think it mentions Stitch in it at all.
Yeah.
Stitch normally just meets you in the lobby as you're getting ready to check in.
What's that?
I said Stitch normally just meets you in the lobby as you're getting ready to check in.
Pluto does. Stitch is in the restaurant.
Oh, Pluto's slumming out in the lobby.
Yep, Pluto's slumming out in the lobby. Peter, what's your number 2?
Well, we did. Stitch was waiting for us. Anyway, I was going to go to that one. I thought about going to that one in number 3 because I was going to say, well, staying on the monorail loop. I'm also a really big fan of that. But I'm going to go ahead and then jump over to another park. And the park I'm going to jump to is Epcot. And so you could go a couple of ways with character meals here at Epcot, but the one that I'm going to go with as something that I really enjoy is Akershus. Akershus is, did I just take your number 1?
No, you're good.
Okay. Yeah, so there's Garden Grill and there's Akershus, and Garden Grill has unique things, but Akershus is my favorite character meal over at Epcot. And the reason for that is kind of the same reasons why I really like Tusker House is you get to go in and you get to meet the princesses. It's one of only a couple handful of character meals where you get to meet princesses. And what's wonderful about this place is, again, you get an authentic, unique culinary experience. It's not just arbitrary things off of a menu. It's very Norway, Sweden, that type of Scandinavian culture food. It's got a wonderful salad bar, especially if you are a lover of those cuisines. The cheeses and the meats that are on that like appetizer salad bar area are fantastic and delicious and kind of normalized to that Scandinavian culture. And then the food is just fantastic. The meatballs and the steaks that are there and oh my gosh, I am so excited that Akershus is back because it has been gone for so long And you better believe April 4th, I am coming for you, Akershus. I am coming for you. I am so excited to see you again. I cannot wait to sit down in Akershus and just dive into some gravy and some meatballs and oh, yes. So, obviously in the Norway Pavilion, by my alluding to it, just outside of the Frozen ride, which is just, again, kind of awesome. You can Frozen ride, you can meet Anna and Elsa, then you can jump in there, meet Ariel, Belle, a lot of times Snow White, Cinderella, Jasmine. You kind of never know who's going to pop up in there.
Yeah. And for your pickier eaters, if the Norwegian fare scares you, you can do a breakfast there, and the breakfast is family style, very traditional American breakfast, bacon, eggs, toast, bread, that kind of stuff.
That's not back yet, but
yeah, but it will come back, and
eventually.
It's awesome. So be on the lookout for that as well. So let's get into our number one choices. And we could both do the same one for our number one, but I'm gonna let you keep it.
I got another number one.
Yeah, I've got three that I could that I could go to here.
Three number ones. They were supposed to be number 1, 2, and 3.
I know. So my number one is going to be Trattoria Al Forno and the adventure breakfast.
That was my backup.
It is just a fantastic. So they only do it at breakfast. Great breakfast, great value, very unique character set. You get Rapunzel and Flynn Rider. You get Ariel and Prince Eric. Now, granted, at time of taping on February 7th of 2023, it is not back yet. But it will come back, and it will be glorious when it comes back. Because it is one of our favorite breakfasts around the park. If we had a favorite breakfast, this would be on our list as well. Because it is such a good breakfast as well. I love getting the Italian omelet with the gravy. It's fantastic. The pile of pancakes. They're these big, fluffy, thick pancakes that make a tower of pancakes. Just really, really, really good food. Great characters. And that is why Trattoria Al Forno is my number one. Peter, before you get to your number one, where can people find you?
Well, Matt previously mentioned the Wix site, so obviously you can head over there and put in our little vacation planning request form. But obviously, if you just find me on Facebook and send me a messenger, we can kind of expedite the process, immediately start touching base with one another and getting things figured out. When you first reach out, I'll just ask to just kind of set up a chat, take about 30, 45 minutes, get an idea of who you are, what you're trying to accomplish, and a little bit about your traveling party. And then from there, it really is smooth sailing. I don't know if a lot of people kind of it's very easy to get overwhelmed by Disney World, but when you incorporate a travel planner, it really, really does become smooth sailing. Everything, I plan so many vacations that I just have sort of a system. And to you'll sit here thinking, oh my gosh, I feel like we're not getting ready. But to me, I'm sitting here going, here's our deadline, here's our conversation, here's our deadline. You're going to go, you're going to be fully prepared. And it's going to be a really, really stress-free situation to the best of my ability. So Facebook's the best place to find me. Just type in Princess and the Mouse Travel. You'll find me right there standing in front of Everest. And we'd love to work with you on your vacation this year. 2024 is not open yet, but I'm willing to start having those conversations if you want as well. So happy to talk to you about it.
All right, so what is your number one? And this isn't a huge surprise because, again, I think if we did a top breakfast, this would be your number one breakfast as well.
Probably. I agree. And I'm glad you brought up Trattoria Al Forno. I love those characters, but I'm going to be kind of sad when they come back because right now, Trattoria Al Forno, you get the exact same menu items that Matt was talking about.
It's like half the price.
Third of the price. It is. I still go to Trattoria Al Forno every trip, and I have one in March, early April, that I can't wait to go sit down and have the delicious food. So anyway, my number one, yep, no surprise, not even a little bit. My number one is one of the hardest breakfasts to get on property right now. You will be lucky if you're staying for a 5 or 6 night stay to get it on one of your last couple of days at 60 days out, and that is Topolino's Terrace. And where this is located is at the Riviera. And so if you are a fan of this show and you follow us, you know that that is where I DVC at. It is on the Skyliner. My 2 favorite parks are Hollywood and Epcot. So the fact that I can Skyliner from my resort to the main 2 parks that my family spends time in. And at this resort, on the top floor of the side building is Topolino's. Now be careful, because if you go and just go in the very first door off the Skyliner and take the elevator, you will not find Topolino's. You got to go to the far side of the building and go up to the top floor. You'll find Topolino's. Here's what makes this place amazing. The characters are unique. You've got Mickey, Minnie, Donald, and Daisy, but they are in French Riviera inspired costumes, like Renaissance style. You got a painter, you got a sculptor, you got a writer, you got a ballerina. So you got all these like artistic nods. The food is fantastic. Some of the greatest breakfast food that I've had on property has come out of that kitchen. And even though it's a menu thing, it's still all you can eat. That's kind of a pro tip. Sounder. Even when you sit down for a character meal that is menued, it is still an all you care to eat. It is a fixed price, and this goes for all fixed price places. If you are ever paying a fixed price at Disney, it is an all you care to enjoy meal. You are like, I have eaten at Hollywood and Vine and gotten 3 different things off the menu before, because I just wanted to try them all because it was a relatively new menu they pushed out. But anyway, back to Topolino's. Fantastic food, fantastic experience, wonderful. It's just vibrant and lively. The song that they sing is just so fun because it's a play off of the same melody for "The Sun is like a golden yellow cherry," and so the whole song is just very upbeat and lively, and everybody's clapping and having a great time. And then you can look out on the balcony and you can see Tower of Terror in the distance, especially on a hazy morning. It's just beautiful and so picturesque being up that high, enjoying your meal. It is a wonderful, wonderful character experience. And the cat is out of the bag because, as I said, it is a hard one to book. So that is where the expertise of a travel planner, if you think, oh, yeah, on our second day there, we're going to go to Topolino's, I will go, no, you will not. So Topolino's, I think, hands down the best character meal. And it's crazy, the list that we went through. And we didn't even bring in, like, the most iconic one.
Yeah, we didn't touch Royal Table. We didn't touch Crystal Palace. We didn't touch 1900 Park Fair. I mean, there's a lot of good character
Did Shannon
meals.
have one that we didn't have?
What's that?
Did Shannon have one that wasn't on our 6?
No. Her number 3 was Trattoria, number 2 Ohana, number 1 Tusker House. Like I said, our family's such a fan of Tusker House. It's just
that going to be your number 1?
Yeah, it probably would have been.
Oh my goodness! I stole your 1 at number 3.
But like I said, you know, that's one of the huge advantages of the dining plan when those are available is most of your character meals are single credit items. So for the same price as, you know, sitting down at a Mama Melrose, you could do a Trattoria Al Forno or a Tusker House or something like that and get that character experience as well for the family. So, you know, it makes a lot of sense for families when they're doing that dining plan to load up on some of those character meals because A, they're usually buffets or all you care to eat, family styles, something like that, to where you're going to get a lot of food and that could be your 1 credit for the day that you use. And B, you get the characters. So if you want to sit down and just knock out 4 or 5 characters to get pictures with and to get signatures and all that kind of stuff, it's a great way to do it. So, you know, again, character meals, awesome. I'm always going to be a big fan of them, and you know, even in the planning stages, I'm always going to push character meals because there are a lot of good character meals that offer some value as well. So, great top three, Peter. Again, if you want to tell us why we're wrong, let us know in the comments. Put it in the chat. Let us know in the podcast on the rebroadcast. Let us know what your thoughts on character meals are. With that, another top three show is over. Hey, thanks for checking us out today. Don't forget to hit those like and subscribe buttons to help out the channel. Also, if you're looking for some more Disney content, check this out. I think you're going to like it.